Hello and welcome to the Lesbian Lounge, a podcast for the girls who like girls. I'm your host and your resident lesbian big sister, Juliet Taylor, and I'm here to answer your guys' questions, give advice on your dilemmas, and of course, chat about your wildest lesbian dating stories. So grab a drink, get comfy, and welcome into the Lesbian Lounge. Hello everybody, happy Thursday to all who celebrate. We are back in the Lesbian Lounge HQ in our gorgeous little pink girly studio, which I love so much. We have some new prints coming soon, which is very exciting. I've been busy buying loads of prints for the house as well. I bought like a big A3. A3 is big, isn't it? A1's like normal size, then A3 is big. I hope I bought the right size. But anyway, I bought this big A3 print that says, "Welcome to the Pussy Palace." And it's two cats on with like little headscarves on. And one of the cats looks exactly like Florentine. The other one doesn't look like Pearl, but it doesn't matter. And I want to put that up in the house because it is the Pussy Palace. It's mine and Lucy's house, and Florentine and Pearl, they're going to rule the roost. They are going to be the queens of the house. So welcome to the Pussy Palace is going to be up in the house. I can't wait. We went back to the house the other day to view it again, to measure some things. We've bought a sofa, a poofy, a chair. We found the bed that we want to buy. It's all a go. We're hoping to, pretty much when we get back from Iceland, we're hoping like all the checks and all the surveyor and solicitor things have all gone through. So then hopefully we can get a proper move-in date. Hopefully like February, March, fingers crossed. Everyone cross your fingers for us. And I just can't wait to like get my hands like stuck into the house and decorate, right? Like it's the first time in our lives we've both lived in our complete own house. We both lived away from home, but never like in our own house. It's like a whole big space for us to decorate. Most of the time it's like you get one room and like a kitchen. So it's going to be really exciting to fully do this place up exactly as we want to, and I just can't wait to get in there, have Lucy by my side every day, wake up to her every morning, even though we technically do that anyway, because it's very rare that you'll catch us not sleeping over at each other's houses. But we're going to have our own house, and I am so excited. Guys, how are we finding the floor? Are we all enjoying it? If you haven't watched it yet, why not? But if you want to watch it, you can catch up on ITVX, and it's out on ITV1 every Sunday at 7 o'clock. We've had 2 episodes out now. So both episodes, I have not been chosen to battle yet, but episode 1, it was very nearly me. The floor landed on the girl behind me. She chose to battle fashion icons who was to her right, and the episode ended where she had the option to either go back to the floor or battle somebody else in her, like you can battle forwards, back, side, side. You can't go diagonal, and it has to be the person immediately next to you. So she had me in front, someone behind, and then someone to the side. She beat him, so she then could go one step further because you basically take on their floor. But yeah, the episode ended. Is she going to go back to the floor, or is she going to battle someone else? So I had a rough night's sleep when we were filming because I didn't know if I was going to get chosen the next day. So I was busy revising all of my footballers' faces, so I knew that I was ready. But it turns out in episode 2, she decided to go back to the floor, even though she then ended up getting picked again. Somebody chose to battle her, and then she chose to battle Crisps, and then she went out. So thankfully, at the end of this week's episode, the floor is well away from me, so we don't have to worry. But who knows, in episode 3, is it going to come back my way down to corner 81 right up the front? Hope you're all loving it. I've had such an incredible reception to the show. So many people messaging me saying, I've seen you, I've spotted you. I've been in the Newcastle Chronicle. I was on BBC Radio Newcastle. The link will be in my Instagram at Juliet Francis T in the bio there if you want to go and have a listen, or just go on BBC Sounds, BBC Radio Newcastle, and you'll be able to catch up. I give you guys like all of the insights into the show, like what filming was really like, obviously filming in Amsterdam, what Rob Brydon's really like, so you can catch up there if you want to have a little listen to everything about the floor. And you'll have to tune in this Sunday at 7 o'clock to see what happens this week. I'm actually going to be watching this week's episode from Iceland. I'm going to Iceland we're going to Manchester on Saturday, flying on Sunday. So I'm going to be in in Iceland when the episode comes out. But because we only land on Sunday, I think we're planning just to have like a cozy like afternoon, evening in the hotel. We fly at like 6 a.m. I think. We're booked into the lounge at like 4 a.m. So that's going to be interesting, having a big breakfast at 4 a.m. Hopefully they have like a nice hot chocolate and apple juice and scrambled eggs on toast. That'll do me just fine, or pancakes or something yummy. So yeah, we're going to have just a cozy afternoon, evening at the hotel and watch The Floor. And then episode 4, which is the week after, the 25th, I'm having a little watch party at the Raven, inviting loads of the guys up from The Floor to come watch, friends and family, and I'm really excited. We've got some cocktails planned, a Light Up the Floor cocktail and a Player 81 cocktail, because I was obviously Player 81 and it's my favourite cocktail. So that is my selection of choice for everybody, a Player 81, all of my favourite things like cranberry juice and apple juice, and I don't know what else is in it. You'd have to ask my girlfriend, because she's the one who makes it, not me. Yeah, it's going to be so nice to see everybody again. It's one of those experiences, right, where like everyone's from all over the UK. You're there for this intense week. Chances are you're probably never going to see half of them again. So the fact that they're all willing to like make the journey up to Sunderland to come and watch The Floor together and have a little reunion, I am so excited to see them all. And yeah, we're going to watch episode 4 together, which hopefully will be another really, really good episode. So make sure you're tuning in every Sunday at ITV. On ITV at 7 o'clock, and yeah, you hopefully will spot my face. I've been definitely on the TV a few times. I'm loving playing like Spot the Jewels. My mum did a thing on Facebook. She said, when you see jewels, you need to either take a drink or do a burpee, and I reckon there was a good few burpees going on Sunday night, because I was all over the cameras, which I love. Like, I did not go on TV to hide into the background. I went on TV to shine, to put the podcast out there and to get as much screen time as possible. So you best believe I was giving the camera all the smiles. Even though most of the pictures they show, like the clips they showed me, I've got a very serious face, because my sort of game plan strategy, which really I didn't have going into it, but as it developed, I thought the more confident I look, the less likely someone's going to be to battle me, right? So I was literally stood there like deadpan face, like, come battle me, okay, I'll send you home, no problem. Like, I was trying to look as confident as possible. Even though I was very confident, I just thought, let's just like really amp up the confidence. So I was just stood there like deadpan, like no smiles, like serious face. And most of the clips you see of me, I've got a very serious face, especially when it's like time for somebody to pick. Other times I'm smiling, I'm laughing away, having a great time, because it was genuinely one of the best experiences of my life. Just honestly love it so much. So yeah, you can read the Newcastle Chronicle article and you can listen on BBC Sounds. It's all linked on the Instagrams and in my link tree, which will be in the description of this podcast right here. Let me know where we're listening from. Are we UK? Are we international? Are we on the way to work? Are we on a run? Wherever you're listening, whenever you're listening, whoever you are listening, thank you so much for being here. I'm trying to think if I have anything else to update you guys on. I do have one thing, but again, I can't say too much on it yet. But I am like this close to securing us an incredible brand deal for the podcast. I cannot wait. We are literally like steps away. And I just really have this feeling that 2026 is going to be my year. It's going to be the year for the podcast. I've had a really exciting interview this morning. Again, I can't tell you anything about it, but I had a fabulous lady come to the studio and we had an interview which is going to be going in a magazine. I'll not tell you anymore because I'll get in trouble. But yeah, we've got some really good things coming, and I just feel like this is going to be the year for me, for the podcast, and I'm just manifesting all the good things, all the brand deals, all the listeners, all the downloads, all the drama. Not like I'm manifesting you guys having like shit lives, but if you wanted to have shit lives and then write into the podcast about them, it makes great content. But I do wish you all peace, love and happiness, of course, above anything else. But you know, it's fine, you know, if we slip up and like sleep with someone we weren't meant to and then we write into the podcast so I can tell everybody about it, that's allowed, we'll allow it. Are we all sticking with our New Year's resolutions? I feel like I didn't really set any. Well, do you remember when I told you I was going to start running and I was going to keep up to date with it and you guys were going to hold me accountable? Well, I kind of like slipped off the mark with that. But I have signed up to run a Valentine's 5K on the 15th of February. And I'm thinking I'm going to run for a charity. I think it'll give me a lot more motivation to actually like train and get a good time. And I'm thinking I'm going to run for Switchboard, which is basically a, how do you describe it? Basically, you can call them, you can text them, you can go on their website, and you'll get put through to a volunteer if you're struggling, essentially. So say you've just come out to your parents and they've kicked you out and you don't know what to do. You can ring a volunteer, they'll give you advice, they'll help you out. It's an incredible charity. And it's specifically for LGBTQ plus people, and all of the volunteers who answer the calls and texts and emails and however else you get in touch with them are all LGBTQ plus, so you feel comfortable to open up to them and they understand. Chances are that they've been in similar situations or know people who've been in similar situations, so they're really, really good at dealing with and giving out that advice. So I think I'm going to run it for them, and I just think it'll give me more motivation to really go for it. And yeah, I'm quite excited. I have to run, but it's all good. I'm going to start running. I did do some reformer Pilates this morning, which is so fun. I would love to just do that forever, but I do need to get myself out there, get on a run, because it's going to make me happy. It's going to make me feel better, healthier. Obviously, I'm going to Florida in July for a pageant, so I do want to, be nice and toned. So it's all going to work out well. 2026 is going to be our year, and it's going to be your year too. I can just feel it. We're all going to have a good one. So without further ado, let's jump straight on into this week's episode. So this week's question of the week is, you can date any person, dead or alive. Who is it? I'm trying to think who mine would be. Obviously, my wife, Lucy Barker. Do you guys want to know something really funny? I was trying to make a new Twitter account, or X, whatever you call it now, because the floor's really, really trending on there. I mean, a lot of the comments are people just being nasty about people. But hey, I thought, if people are going to be nasty about me, I want to see what they're saying. I want to be able to reply and defend myself. So I was signing up for a new account because my old one, I can't remember the password for. And Juliet Francis T, which is my name on all social media platforms, was taken. Juliet Francis, Juliet Taylor, any variation of my name was taken. So I was like, screw it, let's just try Juliet Barker. It let me have it, didn't it? I think I put an F in the middle of Francis in my middle name. But yeah, so my name on Twitter is now Juliet F. Barker. So I was like, well, Lucy, if that's not a sign to propose and wife me up, I don't know what is, because I'm now on Twitter as Juliet Barker. So yeah, if you want to follow me over on Twitter, I've got no followers currently, but it's just there really so I can see things about the floor and promote it. Yeah, Juliet Barker. So obviously I would choose my wife to date. Who would I love to date? I'm trying to think of a celebrity or someone. I just think I'm the type of person, I like my close circle, and really that close circle is Lucy. I don't like spending too much time with anyone else, and this is no shade or hate to my friends. Actually, Chloe and Kareem, we did go for a sleepover at their house the other night and I didn't get bored of their company. But some people, once I've been with you for a couple of hours, I'm ready to go. And it's nothing to you at all. To me, my social battery just goes down. But Lucy, she keeps my social battery up all the time. So it would have to be somebody that's not going to drain me, where I'm not going to be I just want my own space now. I constantly want to be in Lucy's space. I don't want my own space, but with some people I want to just be with them, then have my own space and then go back to them. So it would have to be somebody where I felt super comfortable around them. I'm trying to think who would be a fun person to date. Maybe Renee Rapp, right? She's a music artist, she's got this incredible life, so she would be somebody fun. It's not really something I've ever thought of, to be honest, because I am more than happy in my relationship. So let's see who you guys say, and maybe I'll get some inspiration. Sabrina Carpenter, I am obsessed. Yeah, again, they have this incredible lifestyle. They're going out touring, exploring the world. You can watch them backstage. They sing great songs. I think that's a good one. Keira Knightley, yeah, I like that. She's an actor. You could go to set with her. Yeah, good one. Somebody who's done bits, like Judith Butler. I don't know who Judith Butler is, so I will have to do my research on her. Christina Ricci, another one who I've not heard of, so I'm going to be doing some research on these ladies tonight. The girl I've been speaking to, love that. So she's the only person you want to date. You've been speaking, maybe you're going to ask her to be your girlfriend. Leah Williamson, yeah, you can't go wrong with Leah Williamson. Maybe that should have been my answer. Katie McCabe, Lucy Bronze, Leah Williamson. And I mean, I did think this. My plan in life before I met Lucy was to become a wag, right? But then I really deeped it and thought, would I be a good wag? Because I don't really eat that healthy and I can't really cook and clean. And really, if you're going to date a footballer, like they're out at training all day, they're going to want to come home to a clean house and a meal on the table and a healthy meal at that, because they have to fuel their body with good foods. And I thought, would I be able to provide that for them? Probably not. And could I cope with my girlfriend like traveling to like a new city every weekend? I mean, I would just travel with them, I guess, to all the different football matches, but like the long late nights of training and being like, oh, should we just get a Domino's tonight? And they're like, I literally can't, I have to eat healthy. I probably wouldn't survive very well. So maybe I'm lucky I'm dating a bartender. My wife, yes, I'm loving this love for our girlfriends. Natasha Leone, again, I don't know these people. Am I doing something wrong? Am I like a bad lesbian for not knowing who these people are? I promise to do my research. Renee Rapp, yes, iconic, what a queen. Leah Williamson, love it. You know what though? Could we all cope, like genuinely put ourselves in the shoes of dating somebody like Leah Williamson? She has not even lesbians, just women in general, and men too, probably, fancy Leah Williamson. She is a beautiful woman. Could you cope like scrolling through TikTok and seeing like all these videos of girls like fawning over your woman, being like, oh, I wish me and Leah Williamson were dating, like Leah Williamson edits. Like, could you actually cope? Because I for one would be getting so jealous and I'd be commenting on every single one like, she's literally my girlfriend, back off. I could not cope. I'm a jealous girl. So if I was dating someone really famous who got like loads of attention from the public, I don't know how I'd cope. Like, imagine being out and loads of girls being like, oh, Leah, can we get a selfie? Oh my God, you're so beautiful. I'd literally be stood there like this. Will you take a photo for us? I'd be like, no. I'd like take a selfie on their phone like, no, I definitely wouldn't be able to cope. Paige Buckers, is that the basketball player? Or is that Kate? What's her name, that basketball player? Is it Paige? I can't think, but there's a basketball player who's sexy, but apparently has a boyfriend, but it's like, you're definitely a lesbian, like that's gonna happen soon. Kalani, yeah, that's gonna be a good life for you if you're dating Kalani. She is gonna see this, so even anonymously, I can't say. Ooh, must be somebody who listens to the Lesbian Lounge. Exciting. Blake Lively, yep. I think, even though like Ryan Reynolds, that's who she's married to, right? Oh, I've just found some fluff on me, lovely. There's people like her, who else, like Sandra Bullock. I'm sure there's another like very straight actor that for some, Keira Knightley, is she one of them? There's loads that lesbians just somehow obsess over. Saying that literally the next one is Sandra Bullock, obviously. Love that. Jojo Siwa, okay. I don't know if I would want to date her. I think we'd get on well. I think we've got similar personalities. Like, we're very upbeat, high energy. We just like dance around and make TikToks. I don't know if I'd want to kiss Jojo. Right? Shall we do one more? Let's do one more. Again, Renee Rapp. Okay, so Renee Rapp, she's the most popular. And Leah Williamson. Renee and Leah take the crown on this one. Guys, I'm laughing because I'd screenshotted all of your answers and I'll show you quickly. I was on FaceTime to Lucy when I'd screenshotted, so her face is just like in the corner of the screenshots, just her smiling in bed. Right. I think it's time for some dilemmas, and trust me, we have got some good ones today, so strap in, strap on. Let's jump into the Lesbian Lounge inbox. Hi, Juliet. Hello. Back when I was at university a few years ago, most of our course modules had small tutorial groups. In my second and third years, 2022 and 2023, there was a girl in almost all of my tutorials who I was completely drawn to. We were both pretty shy, so our early conversations were mostly about work. As time went on, we started working together outside class on group presentations and slowly became good friends. I feel like I know where this is going. Friends to lovers. Hopefully not to enemies after. The Renee Rapp song, strangers to lovers to enemies. Let's hope we just stop at lovers and we're happy ever after. I eventually learned she was also a lesbian and single. Okay, bingo, brilliant. She's not got a boyfriend. She's not wifed off to another girl. She's single, ready to mingle and ready to get in your pants. But I never worked up the courage to ask her out. Part of it was shyness, and part of it was that I had never dated anyone before. I'd catch myself staring at her and daydreaming about what could be. Even a simple hug would send my heart racing. I was head over heels. I love that. I mean, she could probably like feel this energy from you two, right? But you said you're both a bit shy. So you both probably were in the same situation, like maybe hoping the other one was going to like bring this information forward, like, I fancy you, but you were both just too shy to go for it. Eventually, in April 2023, with just 3 months left until graduation, I told her that I had feelings for her that went beyond friendship. Yes, I'm so proud of you. Put yourself out there. Fingers crossed. It's a good response. To my relief, she said she felt the same way and had quietly hoped I did too. Yeah, so that's the thing. You've both been in the situation like, I really fancy you. I don't know if you fancy me back. I'm not going to say anything. I'm too shy. But really, you could have probably said this 2 years ago and you would have been fucking for the past 2 years. So yeah, to my relief, she said she felt the same and had quietly hoped that I did too. The catch was that she was an international student from South Korea. That's quite far if I'm assuming we're in England. And she was set to return home right after graduation in July 2023. Those 3 months we spent hanging out, kissing, having sex, all felt amazing. But we both knew that this had an expiry date. And I've always regretted waiting so long to speak up. Yeah, that's the thing. If like you knew back in the first time you met in 2022 that July 2023 she was leaving, you could have had like a whole year and a half. But then again, would we have wanted that? Because again, you're saying like, you know, there's an expiry date on this. So if you spent a year and a half with this person, your feelings would have been so much stronger. It would have been so much harder when it did come time for her to leave. So maybe it's that's only been a 3-month thing so that it's easier to detach from when she does eventually go back to South Korea. As hard as it's still going to be, at least you haven't got like a year and a half of memories and relationships and love to look back on. It's only 3 months, but in lesbian terms, 3 months, basically 3 years, right? When she moved back to South Korea, you know, guys, I was kind of hoping the next line was going to say, she ended up not moving and staying with me, but it's okay, she's gone. When she moved back to South Korea, we stayed in touch for a while. As distance and life pulled us apart, our messages grew further and fewer between. Okay, it's like you've got probably like a massive time difference. You've got different things you're doing with your life. You just haven't had the time to be messaging each other as much. And it's also probably like there's no major point in like constantly texting and flirting with each other because there's nothing you can do about it. You're on like completely different ends of the country. Then, out of the blue this month, she messaged me stating that she's landed a job in London starting February next year. Oh, no way. The stars are aligning. Everything is about to, like, your lesbian fantasy that you had is about to come true. We've already talked about meeting up once she arrives. She is still single. The problem is I'm not. Oh no. It's like you've moved on, like fair enough. You never thought you were going to see this girl again. You thought it was a great 3 months. That's all it's ever going to be. But now she's coming to London. She's still single. You, however, have gotten a new relationship. Okay. And I've been in this relationship for the past 5 months and she is someone that I really care about. Now I'm torn. Part of me wonders if I should end things with my current partner to explore whether the spark with her is still there. I honestly don't know if the chemistry will feel the same after all this time, but if it does, I'm not sure I'd be able to resist. I feel guilty even thinking about this, but the what if is eating at me. What would you do? Wow, okay, this is intense. Obviously, you've moved on, you are happy in your relationship, you really care about this person, but in the back of your mind, you've got, okay, Susan's coming back from South Korea, I need to see her. And I think you can't spend the rest of your life thinking, what if? I mean, obviously, we're not condoning cheating, but I don't think the right thing to do is just off the bat, put things on pause, like put things on hold with your current girlfriend. I think, you know, you could say, listen, one of my old friends from uni's coming up. I'm going to go into town and meet her for a coffee. Like, that's all it has to be to start off with. And if you get to the coffee shop or wherever you decide to go and the chemistry is like undeniable, all you want to do is snog her face off, I think that's your answer for you. And like you said, you don't know how the chemistry is going to be. It's been a long time. Things might have fizzled out. You might realize it was always meant to be more of a friendship. And if that's the case, you're going to be so grateful that you haven't just dumped your girlfriend and then you're like, oh, I want to get back with you. And she's like, absolutely not, fuck you. So I think we don't need to break up with our girlfriend initially, but obviously we're not going to see this girl and go straight back to her bedroom and fuck her whilst you've still got a girlfriend at home. That's not on the card. So I think you tell your girlfriend, you're open and honest. I've got this friend I went to uni with. I mean, you don't have to tell her that you've had sex, right? There's a friend coming over from uni. She's also a lesbian. Maybe we don't need to say that part as well. But you just say, I'm meeting up with an old friend from uni today. That's all it needs to be. I'll see you tonight. Have a good day. Love you. Bye. Get to the date, the meetup, and see how you feel. See how she feels. She's probably changed a lot in this time too. But the fact that you want to see her, the fact that the back of your mind is thinking, what if I'm finally going to have the life with you that I envisioned for so long? And you cannot live the rest of your life wondering, what if I just went to see her? What if we ended up being soulmates and we're together for the rest of our lives? You have to go and see her. So I think, meet up, see how it feels and go from there. If the connection's undeniable, then I do think the right thing to do is let your girlfriend go and say, you can justify it. You can say, listen, that friend I was with, I went to meet up the other day who was from uni. She is a lesbian and, we had sort of had a fling in the past. When I meant to meet up with her, the connection was out of this world and I owe it to you to not string you along when in the back of my mind, I feel like I want to be with her, right? And that's going to crush it. She's going to feel like shit. Anyone would in that situation, but she's going to feel more like shit if you stay together and you keep sneaking off to see Susan in London town every Thursday night. And she's like, why are you working late? Like, what are you doing there? People would rather you are just open and honest with them. I've always said that, like, if you want to cheat on me, you clearly don't want to be with me. So just tell me that things aren't working. We can either try and work on them or we'll just put the relationship like in the bin and move on. Like, don't cheat on me because you're clearly not happy. Just tell me that you're not happy and I'll back out of your life or we'll work to fix it. And I think most people would be the same. They'd rather not be cheated on. They'd rather know something's not right. I mean, again, you can just say, listen, there's been something at the back of my mind telling me that this relationship isn't quite right. It's nothing to do with you. I think it's me. I'm the issue. You're a great person and there's someone better for you out there. And I'm sure she'll appreciate the honesty. And then you and Susan can go and live your best life. Maybe you're going to move to South Korea, have an incredible life there, stay in London forever, whatever it is. I do think it seems like you are definitely drawn to each other. There's a pull there. Like, she's literally on the other side of the world and that pull and that connection is still there. And her telling you like, hey, I'm coming to London. It's got you excited. It's got you thinking what could be. You cannot go the rest of your life not acting on that and not seeing her. And like I said, you might see her, the connection might not be there. You might realize it's completely platonic and it's just a friendship. And then you and your girlfriend can stay together and you have this amazing friendship with your friend. Or it might be more. And I do have a feeling that it's going to be more. But good luck and please keep us updated. I love an update, guys. They make my day. Okay, we have a sex dilemma. Are we ready? I listened to one of your podcast episodes where you mentioned that it's not necessary to use large toys during sex. I think I remember exactly which episode you're on about. It was the one where we had the younger girl and the older woman and she was using like the massive strap on, like smacking fingers up bums, just basically completely taking advantage of this girl. I think that's what we're on about. That comment really resonated with me and has prompted me to reassess my own sexual experiences. For some context, I'm 19 years old and my girlfriend is 33. Why is this happening again? Because last time it was a really young girl and an older woman. Strange. We've been together for about 4 months and this is my first sexual relationship. This was the exact same last time. Like, it's your first experience in sex, and because they're older, they almost feel like, well, not even just because they're older, but because it's your first experience, they feel like they can take advantage of you, maybe because of their age and because they know that you don't know what normal sex feels like, right? So clearly this is going to be going a similar direction and I don't like that for you. My girlfriend is very dominant and enjoys rough sex, which is something that I'm still learning to navigate. One of her favourite activities is restraining me with an ankle spreader bar and wrist cuffs, then fucking me hard with a thick 9-inch strap-on. To say it's painful is an understatement, especially as she can go for a long time, sometimes up to 45 minutes. I could not imagine 45 minutes of that. What? And this is your first time experiencing sex and she's going in like that. I'm sorry, but I really feel like this woman is taking advantage of you. Every time she thrusts in and out, it causes a sharp pain. I'm screaming in agony, not pleasure, and I am a crying mess. And she's not seeing this and stopping and comforting you? This is major red flag behaviour. Afterwards, I'm sore and tender for days and need ibuprofen to manage the discomfort. That is not good sex. It's not nice sex. It's not relationship sex. Like, you talk and communicate in normal relationships and you ask, what do you like? Did you like that? Did you enjoy that? And you're able to say, I didn't enjoy that. And then they wouldn't do it again. I feel like we need to get out of this. By the time I've recovered, my girlfriend wants to fuck me again. So the cycle of pain repeats. At least she's not trying to have sex with you when you're like, in the sore days after, but still. I've suggested using a smaller strap-on and reducing the duration of the strap-on fucking, but my girlfriend tells me it's part of the fun of being dominant. But my girlfriend tells me part of the fun of being dominant is using a big strap-on and pushing limits until I can't take it anymore. She says I'll eventually get used to the pain-pleasure dynamic and start to enjoy it. Sorry, the pain-pleasure dynamic? What are you on about? You're just completely taking advantage of me. She's also mentioned that most lesbian women prefer large strap-ons and compared it to a straight woman wanting men with larger penises. She is feeding your brain with bullshit, to be quite honest. Like, this is what most lesbians like because she knows you're young, you haven't been in a relationship before, so she's telling you what she wants you to hear. I know a massive amount of lesbians who don't even use a strap-on during sex, or they use a small one because they don't want a big 9-inch strap shoved inside of them for 45 minutes. It's not normal. And if you did enjoy that, that's great for you. But clearly you're not enjoying this. You're saying you're like screaming in pain and crying. That's not enjoyable sex. It's not just vaginal penetration that makes sex uncomfortable. It's not just vaginal penetration that makes sex uncomfortable. The rough face fucking where she grabs the back of my head and tries to shove the strap down my throat. I'm sorry, what? Is awful. Yeah, it sounds awful. If someone tried to force something down my throat, I have the worst gag reflex. I promise you, I would throw up on the strap-on. This is horrendous. Thankfully for anal sex, she uses a smaller strap-on. I mean, thankfully, she just shouldn't be doing any of this to you, I fear. But again, it's not something I enjoy. Exactly. You are not enjoying this. I'm genuinely concerned, especially as she gets pleasure from pounding really hard. She clearly gets a kick out of like making people feel like shit. And I fear we need to run for the hills, block this woman because she does not care about you. I fear. She just cares about getting what she wants out of sex, because if she did care about you, she would not be putting you through this. She'd be asking, checking in on you, comforting you, making sure sex was an enjoyable experience for the both of you, not telling you like, oh, most lesbians want it this way. Like, it's just the perks of being dominant. Like, no, definitely not. I thought the issue was with me. Absolutely not. As my girlfriend has a lot of experience and she's emphasized that this is just normal dominant sex we are having. What compromises or alternative activities could I suggest that would allow her to still feel dominant and in control while reducing or eliminating the physical discomfort and pain for me? Thank you so much for any insight you can offer. Your podcast has already been really helpful in giving me the confidence to reflect on this. Thank you. I'm so glad you've, got the confidence to reflect on this. And I really, really say this with love and care and respect for you. You need to get out of this relationship because it's not a nice dynamic that you're in. You're young. This woman is You're 19, she's 33. I'm not good at maths. 20 years older? No. Like 15 years older? I don't know. Year 12. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 14. 14 years older than you. She's taking advantage of you. She knows that you don't have like anything in your mind of what sex is like, how you've done it with the next, because this is your first partner, your sexual partner, your first relationship. She knows that. She's older than you. She's clearly done this to many women in the past. And surprise, surprise, they're not fucking with her anymore because she sounds like a psycho. And this isn't me having a problem with people who want to be dominant, but you need to be with someone who wants to be submissive and who wants to be put in pain and go through all these fucking massive straps. You clearly are not enjoying this. You would not be crying in pain. Yes, over time you will get more used to it, but you shouldn't have to get to that point. If you're not enjoying something, then your girlfriend, well, first of all, she should ask, are you comfortable with this? Another red flag, she was saying, like calling it her activities, like, this is my favorite activity to do with you. Like, what do you see this as? Like, I'm literally freshly an adult. You've been an adult for fucking a long time and you're calling this an activity. Like, it's giving predatorial behavior. It really, really is. And I hope that you can maybe see the light a little bit and think, she's just using me. And I hate saying that to you because I know this is your first relationship and you just want it to be perfect, but it doesn't seem like that's the case. This woman is taking advantage of you and she's using you. She knows you're, young and naive, and she's literally having her wicked way with you, getting away with doing whatever she wants to you. And it's not on. You should be able to say to her, I don't want you to fuck me with as big a strap. And she says, okay, let's compromise. Whereas she's saying to you, no, you'll get used to it. Most lesbians want it this way. Like, no, they don't, because I'm a lesbian and I don't want it this way. And she should be listening to you. She should want to, compromise and make you feel comfortable. That's the most important part of having sex, right? Each other enjoying it. Like, I take a lot of pleasure in seeing my partner enjoy themselves, right? She should be the same, but it sounds like she's taking pleasure in you screaming and crying and being in pain. And that's not normal. Again, there are people out there who are very dominant, and there are people out there who like that and they want to be with someone like that. But that doesn't sound like it's you. I think you need to cut all ties with this woman and date someone a little bit closer to your own age and be really, really clear from the get-go with what your boundaries are and the sex that you want to receive and want to give. You might want to also give as well as receive, or you might just want to receive, and that's fine. Whatever it is, but I think you need to find somebody who's more on your wavelength, not somebody who's going to take advantage of you. So please give us an update. Please reach out if you need anything. We're here for you. And I know it might be hard and scary, but I really, really think you need to call things off with this woman. Like, imagine, like, if you were to tell your mum what's going on with you, I can't imagine she would want you to stay in that relationship. Like, friends, family, surely their advice to you would be the same. Like, that's, my relationship's nothing like that. You need to get out of there. So please just consider it, because I'm concerned that this woman is using you, and I don't like that for you. Anyway, moving on, one more just to end things on a slightly more positive note. Is there really a mask shortage? I'm a soft mask and all I see on apps are masks. I personally don't think there's a mask shortage. I guess it depends where you're looking. I feel like maybe like out in public, it's hard to, like, you're never going to see like 7 masks in a room at one point. Like, say you're in a pub, chances are majority of people aren't going to be masculine lesbians. But on the dating apps, hell yeah, they're everywhere. Like, every swipe, every like on Hinge, there's a masked lesbian. Like, my Hinge was full of them when I was out there looking for Lucy, right? Yeah, I wouldn't say there's a shortage. I think if anything, more women are finally like stepping into their power of being like, you know what, I've dress femme my whole life to please my family, but finally I'm going to cut my hair short, or I'm going to start wearing boxers, I'm going to start dressing the way I want to dress. I think now more than ever, there's probably more masked lesbians out there because they're finally stepping into who they are, right? But yeah, I don't think there's a mask shortage. Maybe just try and put yourself in places where, well, if you're a soft mask. It depends if you want to date a mask or if you want to date a femme. If you want to be dating a mask and you want to put yourself out there, find them on the apps or get yourself like a women's football game. They're going to be everywhere. And I mean, femme lesbians are going to be there too, because they're all thirsting over Leah Williams. And so, yeah, I think it just depends where you're looking. So put yourself in the right places and the girls will come running to you, I am sure. Well, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode. You can follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at the lesbianlounge.podcast. You can send your dilemmas, questions and stories to our anonymous Google form. All will be linked in the description of the podcast. You can give us a 5-star review, a like, a subscribe and a comment on YouTube. And I'll speak to you all next Thursday for a brand new episode. Love you all so much. Bye.